Bro, you didn't tell me I'm going to be freaking blown away by the intro. God damn. Whew, that was fire.
Dude, I could tell, like, I could see, like, your image in the thing just being like, what?
No, dude, I didn't see that coming. Dude, that was amazing. Nice.
Dude, I had fun with that.
Yeah.
Like, I had a hell of a lot of fun with that.
I just can't believe I said it was so fire.
Yeah, I know, friggin' weird.
Trying to keep it real with the kids these days. That's what I'm trying to do.
Anyway, what is up, bros? I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we are trying something new-ish, kinda. Like it's an official test of a video podcast, so we'll see how that ends up going. So yeah, if it sounds a little different, just know that's the issue. So this week in 4K Spotlight, we have one new release to talk about that Rose and I have. Have you seen any of these movies?
No, I haven't seen one John Wick movie. Oh, spoiler alert! Sorry, guys.
It's not really that much of a spoiler. Like it's it's John Wick 4 is coming out.
Although, okay, so with this, I also have another thing to add with 4K Spotlight because like shit's crazy. I got shit to talk about with 4K Spotlight.
Okay, I'm pumped. I'm so pumped. So yeah, we'll be talking about the stuff in 4K Spotlight, or the item in 4K Spotlight. We didn't really have anything in the news this week, at least nothing that interested us. No trailers or whatnot, so we'll be skipping that, and we will be getting right into our headliner, which will be our breakdown of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So without further ado, let's say we get into it.
Let's do it.
Need motivation? Angry Dad Podcast. Trying to jumpstart your life? Angry Dad Podcast. You want help getting off the couch? Angry Dad Podcast. You need a verbal kick in the ass? Angry Dad Podcast. You want to hear from somebody who's been through it all? Angry Dad Podcast. I am here for you. You can find me on all podcast platforms.
Alrighty, starting off with 4K Spotlight.
Yeah. Love it.
A lot of the laughing that everyone's going to hear, like if you're listening to this through the audio like a normal human being, we're going to be laughing about the visual stuff. Because I had way too much fun designing shit this week.
Wait, so I can't remember, because are we releasing this episode?
It was up in the air.
Okay, I just couldn't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, did you want to? Or not want to?
Can we decide it at the Jesus? Can we decide at the end?
We can definitely decide it at the end. So yeah. Anyway, first up in 4K Spotlight, we got the release of John Wick 4. So Rose, if you would like to tell everyone about that,
I would love to. So starting off, because there are so many goddamn exclusives of this movie, like holy shit. So starting off, this is just going to be the regular 4K release with the freaking awesome poster that came out for this movie, where his tie is what is it called? Where it's not a sand timer. That is not the word I'm looking for. Do you by chance know the word?
Hourglass, right?
That's the word.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot that, but whatever. But yeah, so classic, one of the classic posters from this movie that looks freaking badass. Yeah, dude, I freaking love this picture.
Dude, it's a good one. Like, John Wick has been one that I've had such a hard time thinking of alternate designs. Like any other movie that's come out, I can usually come up with one or two alternate designs. This one, I couldn't come up with jack shit. So I mean, this is perfect in my opinion.
Dude, wait till you see these exclusives, because if I wish I liked, or I wish I had seen all the John Wick movies, but at the same time I'm glad I haven't, because my wallet is happy that I haven't, because god damn, there are so many cool ass exclusives for this movie. But I know it's the same case with the third one.
Right.
So so we got that one. Next up, we have one of the Walmart exclusives. So this is just a regular Blu-ray version, but for just being regular Blu-ray, it looks badass.
Hey, that is way sick. That's almost like
Right.
Steelbook quality cover.
Right? I actually think the Walmart exclusive covers, because these are just regular, slip covers. I think these are better than the Best Buy Steelbook. The Best Buy Steelbooks, like, it's good, but I hate that it's only one color, and it's not like very artistic like this one and the other Walmart exclusive.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, I hate that I haven't seen these movies, because I want to appreciate this artwork. I mean, I do, but I want to be able to appreciate it even more Jesus, I feel I'd appreciate it more if I'd actually seen the damn movie.
Right. Like, this is one I just kind of need to freaking grin and bear it and just watch them already. Like, I've heard nothing
Same
but
here.
good things about the movies.
Yeah, same here.
I've been told it's like shut your brain off action, which I can totally get into.
Oh, yeah, same here. And I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. Like, who doesn't love Keanu Reeves?
Very true.
If you don't, you're crazy. Like, seriously, if you don't love Keanu Reeves, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Man is a saint.
Dude, straight up.
Yeah, right? Freaking love him. So that's one of the Walmart exclusives. Next up, the other Walmart exclusive, which is the 4K. It's so beautiful.
This one's pretty cool. Like, it's the same artwork, just what is it? He's not wearing a jacket.
I
or
think
is the jacket still?
No, okay, so yeah, in this one, yeah, in the 4K, he's not wearing a jacket, and the big orange circle thingy is in the background.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool too. I love when they go to like artistic places with the covers.
Oh, same here. Same here. I feel a lot of people would say that's what they wish they did with the Super Mario Bros. Movie, at least with the Steelbook. Because I mean, I got the Steelbook, of course, but I know many people would say that it's very plain. But
I mean, they wouldn't be 100% wrong, but still, like, it's pretty cool.
It is, and I got some stuff that's actually like the story is like the whole like release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It was a freaking like, apparently it was a train wreck or some shit like that. So
oh jeez,
yeah, dude, I got some shit to talk about. So that's the other Walmart exclusive. Next up, we have the Target exclusive, which I actually really like what they're. Okay, so I don't love these, but I appreciate the continuity with these, because I think a couple weeks before the fourth one came out, they released chapters 1, 2, and 3 in this kind of format, with the dog that is like the prominent. The dog that is the prominent dog in each movie is the cover of these, and so they're sticking with that with chapter 4. So it's going to look really nice when they're all together. So I will give them that. That is nice. But I mean, out of all the exclusives, this is the one that I would not pick up unless I had the other 3. If
Fair.
I wanted to complete the set, which I never picked up the other 3, because honestly, if I really want to get the John Wick movies, I want to get like all 4 just on like a steelbook set. But at the same time, I think they're already like there's early talks of chapter 5, so I'm like, son of a bitch, it'd be kind of pointless. So I don't know what to do, but anyway, that is that is the Target exclusive. So this is the Best Buy exclusive steelbook.
I like that one.
So you like this one?
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's Okay, you know what? Maybe I take back maybe what I said about how I don't like how there's not a lot of colors going on with this one.
I think
I
it
like
works
that it's
out in his favor.
yeah, it's simplistic, and what's like now that I'm like really looking at this closely and like you're seeing it too, I kind of want it now, but pre-orders have sold out, and
Ain't
I
that
don't
the
know if
shit?
it's yeah right, and I don't know if it's gonna come back into stock. I guess we'll see. But yeah, freaking yeah, this the steelbook is freaking gorgeous.
Dude, this one's cool. It kind of has like Matt Reeves' Batman vibes to it.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Oh
where
yeah, dude.
instead of it
Straight
being
up.
like just a straight up like red photo of Batman, like it's just like you guys know, like if you've seen it, like it's the profile of Batman where it's like all in red. Like it kind of has the same vibes, but it's like a full like frontal picture of John Wick. That's freaking dope, dude.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous steelbook.
Yeah, I freaking love that.
Damn it! Now I'm kicking myself for not pre-ordering it.
Ain't that the shit, dude?
Dude, I already pre-ordered the Across the Spider-Verse one because I think it like dropped today on Best Buy. I'm like, I ain't taking no chance on that
Absolutely
because
not.
it looks beautiful, and yeah, knowing my luck, I would miss out on it, and yeah, I'm not missing out on that bitch.
Good call. Good call.
um, Now what they need to do, the way that that one looks, they need to re-release a steelbook for Into the Spider-Verse that has the same kind of like the same kind of layout going on. Because now if I like have them both next to each other, I don't know, it would kind of look weird. It doesn't really fit, but whatever. Next up, we got the Amazon exclusive. What are
This
your
one
thoughts?
this one doesn't match the tone or just like the vibe of all like the other John Wicks, because like the John Wick logos, they're all in like boxed letters and it looks like it's made out of neon or something. This looks like kind of a handwritten vibe that it just
Yeah,
doesn't match the tone. Like again, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not 100% sure, but it just doesn't match what I imagine John Wick to be. Like, okay, I've seen like bits and pieces of the first one, a couple scenes from the second, and nothing from the third. So I kind of have a general idea of what John Wick is. This doesn't match that tone at all.
literally the only thing that I know from John Wick is someone kills his dog, and then I swear he says a line like, "Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back" or some shit like that. I want to say that's
Sure.
like a famous. I think that's a famous line from one of the John Wick movies. That's literally the only thing that I know about these movies, because I don't think that I have seen one trailer for any of these movies when I've gone to the movies, which really surprises me. Like I don't think I saw one trailer for John Wick Chapter 4.
uh, I've seen a couple. Like I know I've seen a couple, but
Hmm.
for the first two, I don't think I saw anything for those.
Okay.
But I remember seeing something for 3, and I remember seeing stuff for 4.
Okay.
So I mean,
I
don't
think
get me
like the
wrong,
only average.
cool cover, but just
Yeah,
not the
I'd rate it
correct
above
tone.
the Target exclusive, but it's definitely like my least favorite next to that one when it comes to the exclusives.
Yeah, I probably like the artwork isn't like horrible, but it's got these petals which I'm sure are significant in the movie, but it kind of has like a blood splatter effect with like white hand painted writing, which, like I said, I don't know if the petals are significant, but it kind of has like almost like a dark romance vibe to the cover.
That's a good point. That's a good
Like
way to look at it.
it almost feels like he should be like shrunken down. Some other like another like a chick should be like up against his chest or and looking like off and away dramatically, just something like that. Like that's what
You sound like
I'm
a
like.
freaking James Bond cover.
I mean, it's not that far off though.
I mean, I'm not against the idea. I don't know how it is with love interests in these movies.
I
God,
don't even know if there is one.
imagine if it's like the dog that's like the main focus of the movie, just like with his paws pressed up against him, just like looking to his father.
That would be ridiculous, and
I
I
was
would
gonna, I would,
100% be here for it.
I was gonna say looking to his daddy, but as we all know, maybe it's just me, but the internet has ruined daddy for me. It can only be considered sexual now. I don't know about you, but whenever someone
Not
says daddy, I'm
really.
like, nope. Oh, really?
So
it's still
it's
okay
all
for you?
it's still okay for me. Like it's all context. Like
All right, fair enough.
so like Iris will call me daddy, and I'm like
Okay, yeah.
100%.
See,
Like I understand that, but I've heard like it's weird because it's like I've heard older women refer to their dads as daddy.
yeah,
Like, oh, like I was just hanging out with my daddy this week, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, not really thinking too much of it, but it's like I'm like the loser that will like if someone refers to that, I think they're talking about their dads. When like I've never once heard someone refer to their significant other as that. Like
okay, yeah,
ever. Like I think Brielle
we
tried.
definitely have two different viewings of this because, yeah, okay,
Like I've seen
that's
like
cool.
I've seen the Pedro Pascal jokes about it, and like I understand the term. It's just yeah, like I've said
His bet. What is he? Papi Pedro or some or Papa Pedro
Papa
or some
Pedro.
shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, freaking love it.
Anyway, I don't know why I got into. Yeah, I'm gonna move on.
You know what?
If
From a
you're good.
design aspect, I think what's throwing me off.
sorry.
Oh, sorry, it's all right. What's throwing me off about that other one is kind of like what they use to highlight his face, like that color. Like it's odd, like to see a green, like that
Okay.
greenish
All right.
hue. Like I think they
Yeah,
should have
fair enough.
gone for like the solid white or whatever that off white that they have off to the right of his face.
Yeah,
I think they should have gone something for
that.
that.
And then last but not least, we got just the regular Blu-ray cover.
Man, I'm not a big fan of this one.
I don't mind it. I mean, honestly, I would take it over. I would take it over the Target exclusive.
I'll give you that.
But I mean, for a Blu-ray simple cover that's like not exclusive anywhere, it's just bare bones Blu-ray. It's not bad. I've seen worse.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so Super Mario Bros. Time, really quickly.
All right, let's hear it.
So, yeah, what was it? So the 6th, that was the day that Super Mario Bros. Came out and everything, and that is the day that it came out. But it seems though that not all exclusives came out for some reason, because I went to 4 different Walmarts, and the Walmart exclusive was nowhere to be found. The one with the star and everything. So what they're saying is, what is it that I've seen like people say that like maybe it will get released next week. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. So that happened, and then apparently a lot of like if I didn't check any of the actual like Best Buy stores, but like on their website it's still saying it's up for pre-order. It hasn't released yet. It's saying that it releases next week. So the day that John Wick Chapter 4 comes out, apparently that's when the Super Mario Bros. Movie is supposed to come out as well.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, but it's weird. No, like, dude, like I was able to go to because I pre-ordered the Steelbook at Best Buy, so that got shipped to me. But then I also picked up the Target exclusive lenticular cover, and then because God, I've given this movie way too much of my money. I also picked up the regular 4K version because I don't want to open my Steelbook to watch it on 4K, because problems.
Right.
But so I was able to get all the versions that I wanted except for the Walmart exclusive, which, like I said, they're saying it comes out. I've heard speculation that it's supposed to come out next week, so the same day that John Wick Chapter 4 comes out. But yet, if you go on Walmart's website to pre-order it, the Blu-ray set is still available. The 4K set is sold out, but the Blu-ray set is, I swear it's saying something like won't ship until like 2050. Yeah, dude,
Yeah, what
over
the hell of a delay on
25
that?
years. Yeah, right. Dude, we're literally going to have like 10 Super Mario Bros. Movies before the first one's gift setting comes out.
Dude, how freaking funny would it be? It's like when you're 54, or what would you be, 55?
I don't want to know.
Yeah, however old you'd be in 2050, like you get a message being like, "Hey, we shipped it. We finally shipped it."
It's like, hey, that's cool. The address you got, man, those apartments got torn down years ago, so I don't know where the hell you're gonna deliver it.
Dude, that'd be freaking hilarious,
though.
though.
Dude, that'd be freaking dude, that would be so freaking.
It's like, hey, you still want your Super Mario movie?
It's like, yeah, that's 4K. Like we're up to 8K now. Years late. It's like I'm still getting charged for that. Seriously?
Yeah, no joke.
Oh,
that'd be hilarious, dude.
Yeah. So we'll see if when this set actually comes out, because I want it. It looks freaking awesome, but I ain't paying no freaking aftermarket price. Because I love that people are like selling. I saw like online the 4Ks going for like $100, and I'm just like, y'all don't even have it in hand. Don't try to freaking fool me. It's not even been released. So if anyone actually pays that, if anyone actually pays scalper price for that, I feel so bad for you, and please don't do it, because you might not see it till 2050. And who knows? eBay might not even be a thing then.
I'd be surprised if it was.
Don't say that. I love eBay.
Dude, I have a hard time ordering anything from eBay because I'm so untrusting of people.
It depends for me. I mean, honestly, I owe... So, when it comes to my John Wayne Gacy collection, half of it I owe to Etsy. The other half goes to eBay. Like, when it comes to, like, the real life shit, like, the newspapers and everything, I owe, like, all of that to eBay. So, if eBay goes away, I will be very sad.
Yeah, dude, I am ridiculously untrusting of, like, everyone and everything. I'm the kind of person, like, no shit. Like, I wish I was joking about this. If there are steps that are like things that I need to open in a particular order, like if one's marked one's like if there were 3 bags in front of me, like okay, maybe not 3. If there were, I'm trying to think of like what the lowest number would be before I'd start doing this system. It'd probably be like 6. So if there were 6 baggies that I needed to open, like let's just say this was like a Lego kit, right? And it was like 1, and then it like you bugs. So like if there was like 6 baggies, and it was like, all right, open 1 first, build this. Open 2 for then like build like that whole kind of deal.
Okay.
I am seriously the type of person that before I open my 5th bag, I will check and make sure that bag 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all empty before I open 6. And I'll like just to like double check. Like because my memory is so like this is if I'm exaggerating, it is so mildly like it's not even funny. It like I'm so just like so nervous I'm gonna jack shit up. It's ridiculous.
But I get where you're coming from. I get it. I'm not that way, but I get where you're coming from. I'll accept you for you, man. Don't worry.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, moving on. We did not have anything in Through the Wall, like we said. So with that, I think we can get straight into this week's headliner.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I didn't come up with with like a fancy like transition with that one.
Oh man, I'm just kidding.
I know, like I felt like I needed to come up with something. It's just I didn't know what.
Nah, dude, I wouldn't have thought of anything either.
Yeah, I was just trying to like mentally picture like what each of these looks like in my brain, like when I listen to the show. So like the intro, I got like damn near exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, dude, that is perfection.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, what does that sound like? That just sounds like a bunch of like transitions to different artworks.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, cake. This one I was just like, what the hell do I do for this? So I couldn't think of one, didn't end up anything. So we're just gonna sit here awkwardly and listen to it together. Until I could come up with something. So we in regards to our breakdown, we did ask a question of the week that we did get quite a few responses from. So the way that we're going to do it now, because we have a bunch of people freaking comment on our shit, is we're going to go through our top 5 answers. Did you forget to pull up or did you forget we were doing this?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite answers.
Am I doing TikTok or Instagram?
So on Instagram, we only got a couple.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to apologize right now if it accidentally plays audio. Sorry. No, I'm really prepared for this, as you can see.
Yeah, so we got a couple everywhere. So I'll talk about like my number. I'll say my number 5, and this is from Jaxo Laxo and Multigamer on YouTube. Multigamer said Baby Mayday, which I freaking loved. Mayday,
adorable.
Yeah. But they both said Spider-Punk.
Yeah, dude, Spider-Punk was freaking great in this one.
Dude, Spider-Punk was the shit. I freaking loved him. I wasn't sure how I was going to like him. Like everyone was like saying like, "Oh, he's like a weird character." Like, and I've heard some like answer or some stuff about him, like read some stuff with him in it, and he never really like stood out to me as a character. I freaking love him now. Like he has so much personality.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
I'm in. I am all in.
Yeah.
So freaking loved Spider-Punk. So yeah, do you have a number 5?
Number 5, just because it doesn't actually give the name, it just says the cat one. That has come from Agent Mango Man. I hope that's how you wanted it pronounced. I hope so.
That's probably it.
Yeah,
people
so
come
the
up
cat
with weird.
One. That's
I
true.
freaking loved the cat one. Let's see. Yeah, my number 4, I'm going to give to Trungo23, who was over on Instagram. He said Peter B. Parker, and he said in my mind captures the essence of who Spider-Man and Peter Parker are supposed to be, taking all of the best aspects of the character and make them into the best version of the character, in my humble opinion.
I agree. I will say though that it's kind of not a spoiler alert for our review, but I wish that they would have handled him a little better in this one, or he would have had more to do, because I thought his character was handled way better in the first one, and I missed Peter B. Parker in this movie.
I will agree. I do think he's going to have a much bigger part in this one.
He freaking better. That's all I gotta say.
So yeah, that's my number 4.
Number 4 for me, coming from TikTok as well, we got Kale. It says 2099. He's just so cool, and the theme they gave him in the movie was rope. What does rope mean? Yeah, it says rope.
Beats the hell out of me.
You said can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, well,
Like what?
I don't really think when I respond to some of these.
Let's see. I'm gonna search if like
What rope
rope
means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, my number three, and it's just because he freaking made me laugh like he always does, is from DJ, who said Bully McGuire is the only answer.
Yeah, dude, that's my number 3 too. Okay, that is not the answer I think I was looking for, and I am not going to read that answer.
Fair.
So yeah, moving on.
All right, so number, what is this, 2 now?
Yeah, so yeah, we're up to 2.
Yeah, so number 2 is from Fade Icy, who said Lego Spider-Man.
Dude, that one caught me off guard. I was not expecting that in this movie.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it gave me Lego movie vibes, and I loved it for that.
Yeah. So, dude, have you heard about that scene?
No.
So, there's a YouTuber. He's 14 years old. He animated the Spider-Verse trailer 100% from Legos, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely
Holy
serious.
Shit, dude.
It went viral,
Damn.
of course, and Sony freaking hit him up to animate that scene.
Sony, you just got some props in my book. That is awesome.
Yeah, like it's just I heard multiple people discussing it on like through TikTok and Instagram, like my feed has been flooded but with that Lego Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, apparently a 14-year-old animated all that.
That is badass.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, that's so cool.
Sick. It is the coolest shit ever. So that's why Lego Spider-Man's getting my number 2.
Excellent choice. Number 2, I'll give to I don't know if you go by Mick Creamy or MC Creamy, either or. But they said Spider Noir. Caleb, since he's usually the
Noir, dude.
So Caleb's usually usually the one that always answers the questions, and he said he's Caleb's favorite too. Got to answer in
I
third
try
person.
to make it. I know. Well, it's not necessarily third. I try to answer where it's like you can't really tell who's responding. Like maybe like we have an intern that's answering for us.
No, that's fair. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, damn, you took my number 1.
So sorry.
No, you're good. I'm gonna give my other number 1, or my real number 1, to Harden James 76, who said Paviter Prabharkar, and he said he's the GOAT, and that's the Spider-Man India. If in case you were curious,
the TT guy,
dude, I freaking love that.
Dude, such a great joke. What?
What did you say?
That literally means tea. You're saying TT. Do you take cream in your coffee?
Oh my gosh, dude. I can't wait to talk about him later.
So great. My number 1, I got to give to Fernando Gonzalez, and he said Peter B. Parker, just because to me he is the freaking GOAT. I freaking love Peter B. Parker, so got to give him number.
So, all right. Well, that covers all the our technically our top 10. So thank you to everyone that answered our question of the week. We would love to sit and read all the ones that we got, but we would be here all frickin' day. So do appreciate you, and we hope you guys keep responding.
Because we love reading them.
Absolutely. All right, so with that, we can get into our headliner. So if you guys are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final Allbros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and spit through our algorithm and give us a letter grade to compare this movie to others of a similar grade. It also breaks it down into percentages and provides us a ranking for these movies that isn't too important, but we have fun pissing people off with them. So
Sometimes we piss ourselves off.
that is very true. That has happened on more than one occasion. Dude, we freaking got someone like butthurt over. Oh, which one was it? Probably it was our Little Mermaid, because they're just like, what in the ass is this? Because we were comparing the Little Mermaid to like Age of Ultron and Solo and Prey, and they're just like, what is this? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
I saw that.
So I thought that
well,
was
if
freaking
you
hilarious.
listen to our podcast, you would know.
That's the way to solve
Just
all your
saying.
issues.
Yep, just listen to the Allbros. That's all you got to do. That's all it takes.
Yeah. You got a flat tire? Listen to the Allbros.
Getting a divorce? Listen to the Allbros. I was about
Erectile
to
dysfunction? Listen to the Allbros. We could take this so much further.
We
But
can, and I was so close, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut before so we don't get canceled.
Fair enough.
Dude, freaking I forget what Fairly Odd Parents episode it was, but do you remember when like there's so many of there's like a bunch of like the different Crimson Chins, and there's the Nega Chin? I think it was the Nega Chin.
Mm-hmm.
And the like at the end when they're helping out Timmy, they're just like, you can count on me and me and me, and Nega Chin's just like, not me, I got canceled. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Okay, yeah.
That was freaking hilarious.
Right? Oh, God, I miss when the Fairly Odd went to shit.
Dude, no joke.
Like most of classic Nickelodeon shows. Looking at you, SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, before I go into a SpongeBob rant.
I know, not like we haven't had like a billion of those on this show at one point or another.
True that.
All right, well, if you have not seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, definitely go check this movie out. It is incredible. And
I hated it, but that's just me. I'm just kidding.
If someone was about to get canceled.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so if you've not seen it, we are about to spoil the entire movie for you. So if you listen beyond this point and anything is spoiled for you, it is your own damn fault. So without further ado, Rose, if you would like to take it with our favorite segment, Reading with Rose.
Especially love how he said that. Reading with Rose.
I know, I got like the logo and everything for you.
You know what? I appreciate that.
Dude, I think okay, hold up, pause. I think I am going to change this layout a little bit. So there's like, so I can switch between like just you and this like tiny little bubble of me.
All right, okay, fair enough.
So I could just like interject with like random shit.
All right,
Anyway,
here we go. Here's my reading face. There we go.
He's a liar. He's never read like that in his life.
Yeah, no, yeah. All Actually, that's really hard. I don't like that. Where the hell is Wikipedia? There it is. All right. On Earth 65, Gwen Stacy is struggling to live up to the expectations of her police captain father, who does not know that she is Spider-Woman. Years prior, Gwen accidentally killed her best friend Peter Parker while he was mindlessly rampaging as the Lizard, and the police have been hunting her ever since. One night, Gwen heads to the Gunningham Museum in Manhattan after hearing reports of an intruder and encounters a version of the Vulture from an Italian Renaissance-themed alternate universe. Spider People Miguel O'Hara and Jessica Drew arrive using portal-generating watches and help Gwen subdue the Vulture. Gwen is confronted on the scene by her father and reveals her identity to him. Distraught at this revelation, he attempts to arrest her. She escapes through a dimensional portal with the others after Miguel begrudgingly grants her membership in the Spider Society. In Brooklyn, on Earth 1610, 16 months after the destruction of the Alchemex Collider, Miles Morales is adapting to being Spider-Man while missing Gwen and struggling to live up to his parents' expectations. While heading to a parent-teacher evaluation, he encounters the Spot, a scientist whose body was infused with portals after the Alchemex Collider explosion. Blaming Miles for his dilemma, the Spot brings Miles to Alchemex and reveals that the spider that bit Miles came from another universe when the Spot was testing the Collider. He then accidentally transports himself into a void where he learns to travel to other universes containing the Alchemex Collider to use them to empower himself. Gwen travels to Earth 1610 and reconnects with Miles, though she secretly tracks the Spot across dimensions. Miles secretly watches Gwen trace the Spot to Earth 50101 as Jessica instructs Gwen to leave Miles behind. After Gwen opens a portal to Mumbai, India, Miles follows her and they team up with Spider-Man I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry, Pavtir, Prabhakar, and Hobie Brown against the Spot, who successfully absorbs the power of that world's collider. Miles is struck with a vision of his father dying at the hands of the Spot before the Spot escapes. In the ensuing destruction of the collider, Miles saves the father of Pavatir's girlfriend, a police captain, but Mumbai begins falling apart from the disruption of a canon event. Members of the Spider Society arrive to assess the damage of the dimensional anomaly, while Miles, Gwen, and Hobie are sent to their headquarters on Earth 928, where hundreds of Spider People variants reside in a massive complex. They meet up with Miguel and are joined by Peter B. Parker and his daughter Mayday, as Miguel explains how each Spider-Man story contains canon events, such as the death of a police captain close to Spider-Man, and that straying from those events threatens the fabric of the multiverse. Miles realizes the death of his father, who is set to be promoted to police captain in 2 days, is a canon event. Miguel argues with Miles before imprisoning him, but Hobie helps Miles break loose before using a portal to quit the Spider Society. Miguel orders all of the Spider People to apprehend Miles, resulting in a long, frenzied chase through the complex and surrounding city. Miguel eventually pins Miles down and reveals Miles is the original anomaly, as he was never supposed to become Spider-Man, and the world the spider that bit him came from has no Spider-Man. Excuse me. Miles flees, and with the help of Margot Kess / Spider-Bite, returns to what he believes is his home dimension. Miguel, seeing Gwen as a liability, ejects her from the Spider Society. Gwen reconciles with her father, who has decided to resign as a police captain, realizing that his resignation is evidence that canon can be safely averted. Gwen decides to aid Miles, leaving Earth 65 with a bootleg portal watch Hobie left for her. As Miles returns to his apartment, he reveals to his mother that he is Spider-Man, whom she doesn't recognize. After glitching, encountering his deceased uncle Aaron Davis, and learning that his father has already died, Miles realizes that he is on Earth 42, the homeworld of the spider that bit him. Aaron interrogates Miles and is joined by the Miles of Earth 42, who has become the Prowler. Miguel, Jessica, and Ben Reilly / Scarlet Spider travel to Earth 1610 in search of Miles just as the Spot arrives and begins his attack. After speaking with Miles' parents on Earth 1610, Gwen assembles a spider team to find Miles, consisting of Peter B., Mayday, Pavtir, Hobie, Margot, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham. To be continued. Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, this was a freaking kick-ass movie.
I will
Like,
say, after sitting on it for a couple days, my score has definitely gone up. I think I'm finally on the bandwagon of how great this movie is. So you don't got to worry about me giving Backlash again, like really dipping the score of this movie. Okay.
dude, this is a freaking rare movie for me. Like, this is damn near on par with the first one for me.
I would say it's a touch below the first one for me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, this movie is, for some reason, I don't know what it was. Because I was talking to Caleb about this after I saw it, and to me, this movie clearly feels like a middle chapter. And I know that's the plan, because this is going to be a trilogy. But to me, for the most part, I want my trilogies to, yeah, feel like a trilogy, but I want each movie to feel like its own thing. And when I first came out of this movie, it didn't feel like Across the Spider-Verse accomplished that for me. But after thinking about it for a while, I feel that it actually does. And I don't know. The more that I think about this movie, the more it freaking grows on me. The more that I especially love what they did with Gwen, everything with Miles. Even I know he's getting a lot of hate, but Spider-Man 2099, I actually liked the rageful side that we got from him. He wasn't out for of course he wasn't out for blood or anything, but he definitely he wanted things done by the book, and it makes complete sense why he didn't stray away from that. So while I feel it's not as good as the first movie, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is like honestly probably in my top 5 favorite animated films of all time. That movie's just so freaking great. I love that movie so much. Um, this sequel though still it's freaking amazing. It, like I said, it's just a tad below the first one for me. And I mean, we'll see how it pays off in the finale, when the third movie comes out. But the cliffhanger that it leads you on, I will admit, this is like probably like one of the biggest, like, holy shit, like what's gonna happen next cliffhanger I've ever walked out of a movie. Um, so yeah, I honestly can't wait to see how they finish this trilogy.
I can't either, dude. Like, you freaking hit it right on the head with this. This was such an expertly crafted movie, in my opinion. Like, from the beginning, like it starts off a little lighthearted to a point, obviously, but at least when it comes to like Miles.
That's fair. I mean, dude, I was shocked that I felt that this was more of. Do you feel that this was more Gwen's movie, or do you feel it was evenly split between Miles and Gwen?
I feel it was a pretty even split.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I feel it's like maybe just like a tad more Gwen, but well,
It's I
I don't
think the
know.
reason we feel like that is because it's kind of sandwiched. So like the opening was all Gwen and the
Which I
closing was pretty much
loved.
all Gwen.
That's true.
And so we kind of get that sandwich effect, and then like they mixed in like some stuff throughout. So I don't think it was one or the others. I think there was a pretty fair split. It's just it felt maybe like it was her movie because of
Yeah.
that sandwich effect.
I do. Because I don't know about you, but like, did you know that that the movie was going to end on a cliffhanger? That like there wasn't going to be like a true ending to it.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
I didn't have anything confirmed, but I mean, because that was announced, or like Across the Spider Verse Part 1 and then Part 2, like
Yeah.
that, I was just like,
So
okay, so this is obviously going to end on a cliffhanger. Like, what that
yeah, that's
cliffhanger may
fair.
be, who knows?
I will admit, like the last 5 minutes, because I knew that it was ending on a cliffhanger. I'm like, okay, they can end it here, they can end it there. Okay, you guys are just gonna keep going for it. Okay, fair enough. Um, in your opinion, would you have wanted them to save the Prowler reveal or Miles Prowler reveal until the third one, or are you happy that they did it in this one?
I'm kind of happy they in this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. There was honestly, if I had like, I was fine with how they ended it, but if like I had to pick one that I would have like liked them to, would have been when his mom just like didn't know who Spider-Man was. Like, imagine if it just like faded to black like right after that.
Like
That
right
would have been
after he
freaking
reveals.
that he is Spider-Man.
Would you have been like, "Oh, I'm Spider-Man," end, or "I'm Spider-Man who," end? Like, which one would you?
I'd probably go with who. I don't know. That's hard, man. Um,
I
I don't know,
I
because there's
think
like so many instances like in the last 5 minutes that I'm just like they could have done it there. I'm happy with how they ended it. Like, great area to cliffhang it. Um, but there were definitely like parts where I'm just like, okay, you guys could have done it like at any of these spots.
yeah, I think there were. I don't know. I liked how they ended it. Like I liked the whole Miles Prowler reveal because I'm
I'm hoping it grows
so
on
like.
me.
Have you seen like anything regarding this movie on Instagram or TikTok?
Like, what do you mean?
So like just anything like in regards to like that reveal.
Like the whole like watch the hands shit like that.
No,
You talking about that?
not that.
Okay, then no. That's like the only
Okay.
thing that I've seen relating
So
to
this
this.
is kind
That.
of like where shit gets a little crazy. So a lot of this is going to be like in reference to the first one.
Okay.
So if you remember, he was not, so this Miles Morales was not supposed to become a spider person
Yes.
because the Earth 42 spider got somehow transferred to the 1610 universe and bit Miles. He becomes Spider-Man, and then Earth 42 is a world without Spider-Man. If you remember from the first movie, when like after he had gotten bit by this spider and like kind of goes to meet Spider-Man, and they have that moment where Spider-Man's looking at him and they kind of have that spider sense ringing thing. The
Yeah.
colors behind Miles are purple and green, which are the colors of the Prowler. But as they kind of become acclimated to each other, the colors behind him shift to red and blue, which are the colors that Spider-Man had behind him. So
Oh.
what people are theorizing is that that was the moment that changed the course for Miles. Because if Miles didn't become Spider-Man, or he would have basically idolized his father, or idolized his uncle, kind of gone along the same path as his uncle.
Okay.
And so everyone was theorizing that his destiny was to become the Prowler. But when he got bit by the spider, his destiny changed into what Spider-Man are ultimate, like the canon events for Spider-Man. So his uncle dying, the captain close to him dying, like all this other stuff. So that was like a big thing that like what we were seeing
Interesting.
was Miles coming face to face with what his destiny was supposed to be.
Okay, I like that. That makes so much more sense.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not like
Freaking.
super upset because now you can have like this, like we have it not even a full year because it comes out in what, March or April, the next one.
It does?
I think so. It
Holy
comes out
sh!
early 2024.
God damn.
I
Are you
think.
serious?
I'm pretty sure. Like that's what I've heard people say that like it's coming out early 2024. Like what's the next one going to be called?
Isn't it like Beyond the Spider-Verse?
That's it. Yeah, so whatever Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out. but I'm pretty sure it's like really early.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it says in April 2022. So it was supposed to be across this. So okay. So it says a third film was confirmed when Lord Miller revealed in December 2021 that the Into the Spider-Verse sequel was being split into 2 films: Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and 2, which was expected at that point to be released in 2023. In April of 2022, it was retitled Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse and given a release date of March 29th, 2024.
Hell yeah.
Damn, we're getting it that soon? Holy shit.
I know. I'm freaking thrilled.
That's sooner than we got freaking Endgame after Infinity War. Holy shit.
No joke. No freaking joke, dude.
Like, damn.
Like the turnaround on this is ridiculous, and I
Yeah.
couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
they're-
very curious then of how far into production Beyond the Spider-Verse is then.
I bet you they worked on this shit at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm thrilled. I'm
Same
so
here.
freaking happy. But I mean, gosh, this was a kick-ass story, dude. Like, I love like everything that they did. Like, even with the Spot. Like, I thought the Spot was going to be lame. They made him so freaking sick.
Dude, he was freaking intimidating.
Yeah. Like, I love that he kind of started off as a joke, and then he got like he's just like, all right, like, you think I'm a joke? Freaking screw you guys. Like, watch what I'm gonna do. Just to destroy you. Like that. Like that's wild.
Yeah, dude, talk about his backstory. Like how they linked it with Into the Spider-Verse with the whole bagel thing, and like freaking, like it was funny, but like like honestly, they made it work, and just really really solid villain for this one.
Super solid, and I love that it wasn't necessarily like the main focus. Like, we knew this, he was kind of the catalyst for some of the uh, misadventures that were going to happen
Yes,
and whatnot. So I mean, you can't be too upset about like that, because he was very much sidelined near the end.
Yeah, that is true.
But I mean, I was totally fine with that. I'm like, he's going to be the overarching. He's like, they're going to come like. The way that I view this is that it's going to kind of close up the story, where it's going to be he gains the power, he's starting to mess up the world, Miles is captured, his friends are going to go save him, and then they're still going to have to deal with Spot.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's just, I think I hope, like, fingers crossed. I mean, I have no reason to doubt that it will be, but I have a feeling that Into the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse are going to be movies that you kind of have to watch together.
That's what I think. Dude, like, honestly, and, I was telling, because Caleb asked me that, like, how I initially felt about this one, because it really felt like the third one is going to what's going to save this one for me. But like I said, like the more that I've thought about it, the more that I'm just like, no, this is a really good just like standalone second movie. He asked me, is there any like second movies that after you saw the third movie you actually liked the second one better? And I told him that even though I already loved Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends made me love Halloween Kills even more, because they set up the final confrontation between Laurie and Michael so well. And I feel Halloween Kills, especially, maybe not so much the theatrical cut, but the I guess the extended cut that we got when it was released on like physical and streaming, where like Laurie actually picks up the phone after, or sorry, Michael picks up the phone after Laurie tries to call Karen and no answer, and she just says, "I'm coming for you, Michael," and you get that awesome shot of her walking out of the hospital, knife in hand. I'm like, yes, it sets up a perfect climax between Laurie and Michael. You don't, and that got freaking blown completely destroyed in Halloween Ends, and let's not talk about that. But I definitely agree with Caleb how he says that Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse are definitely going to they're definitely going to probably be two movies that you are going to have to watch back to back to like fully understand and to fully link them together, whereas the first one is definitely standalone. And honestly, it's the same thing with Halloween 2018. We didn't need Halloween Kills and Ends. It ended perfectly with Michael just in the basement, being burned alive. Laurie and her daughter and granddaughter drive away. They survive Michael Myers once again. Didn't need two sequels after that. Honestly, with Into the Spider-Verse, you didn't need sequels with that. Yeah, you get the ending of Gwen asking Miles like, "Hey, Miles, want to get out of here?" Shit like that. But that could just be that's just like a fun tease. Like, oh hey, like what misadventures are Miles and Gwen gonna get up to? It wasn't really pushing for a sequel. It wasn't really saying, oh yeah, there needs to be a sequel. It's got to happen. So Into the Spider-Verse can definitely stand on its own. Where like Caleb said, Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse are definitely two movies that you're going to have to see back to back to fully understand why they took the story here and what it truly means.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, I don't know how else to to go into it. Like, I loved it. It was really well done. The stuff that they helped to tie in to the first one was amazing.
Dude, even like the whole like
I,
spider dimension, or sorry, you go ahead.
no, like all I was saying was like everything that they tied in, like the spider being from an different universe, which explains why it was glitchy.
Yeah. So, dude, that freaking moment, I remember when it first glitched in the movie, seeing that in the theaters, dude, I remember freaking jumping for
I
like
know,
it's a
I
stupid
absolutely
jump
did too.
scare, but okay. Yeah, dude, I freaking jumped. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, like oh my
Um
gosh, so freaking dude.
Dude,
Like
seriously, and like even everything like with the Spider Verse, when like we actually enter the Spider Society and we're seeing all these different types of Spider Men, it doesn't detract from the overall story because yes, they're in the background and yeah, like they throw in some a couple jokes and everything. And oh my god, don't get me started of how we actually got Donald Glover as the freaking Prowler. Oh my
holy
god,
shit.
that was so freaking cool. But all of that stuff, all those Easter eggs, still does not detract from what the main story is, and I appreciated the hell out of
Dude, I'll say this though. And it was an odd choice making him like way bigger than everyone else. Like
it.
I
That's
think that
fair.
they made him like normal sized.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That was definitely kind of a weird choice.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, dude. That was a cameo for the ages.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Like that was
Seriously.
amazing.
Dude, freaking 60 Spider Man when he's starting to swing to try to stop Miles. Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh, so good. So good.
Dude, I can't wait to get into the writing about this, but gosh, this was a kick-ass story. It kept you
It
engaged
was.
from beginning to end. Honestly, my only complaint, and this is such a minor gripe, is maybe it got a little bit slow, like right before, like kind of at the party for his dad.
I can definitely agree with that. Most
Yeah, but
definitely.
it was so it still had its importance, but it
Yeah.
was so quick, or it wasn't like quick. It was like a little bit more drawn out than it needed to be, and kind of messed with the pacing, but barely.
It did. No, I definitely agree. But I feel it needed to happen so that his mom could definitely have the character moment that she deserved.
Oh my gosh, such a good character moment, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking fantastic. So, oh, I'm freaking high with the story.
The question is how high?
That is also a great question. Where are you at?
I would say I'm at a 96.
96 isn't bad. Gosh. I'm kind of cheating. I want to see what the score we gave. No, I can give you. I guess I'll be the asshole here. I'm gonna give it 95.
What?
I know, like it's just slightly lower, and that's seriously just because of that one scene.
Oh, that's some bullshit. I think it's been very clear that Caleb likes this movie a little more than me.
I did, but
and he's the
I
asshole.
I know. Fine. You talked me up. I won't be the asshole. I'll give you a 96.
Dude, I was gonna say, do you want me to like meet you on your level? Do you want me to knock me down to a 95? Because I can do it.
No, I do not want to knock this down to a 95.
Okay.
All right, next up we got writing, which this was so well written.
Oh, dude. Oh,
from
my God.
beginning to freaking end, dude.
Dude, the writing, especially for Gwen. Oh my freaking God. Chef's kiss. Both her and Miles, great writing, but for some reason Gwen's writing really stuck out to me more than Miles. Don't like I said, his writing is freaking fantastic, especially the freaking writing that he gets when he's being chased by all of the spider people on the train, and Miguel has him pinned down, and he's like saying, hey, you were never supposed to be bitten. You're not supposed to be Spider-Man and everything, but it happened. These events that are planned for you have to happen. And Miles just is like, well, everybody keeps telling me that how my story is supposed to play out, but you know what? I'm gonna do my own thing, and freaking just pulls like the most badass thing, freaking shocks Miguel, and just freaking books it. Oh God, I love that scene so much, and the freaking dialogue is so well written in that scene. God,
dude, I loved the freaking gotcha moment that he pulled on Miguel when he's just like, "What do you think you're gonna do? Like, where do you think you're gonna go?" And he's just like, "I don't know, but I got hundreds of spider people away from your base." Yoink, and disappears. I'm like, oh shit,
so good, so good.
I'm like, gotcha, son. Dude, there were so many such well written jokes in this.
Dude,
I freaking love.
Sorry.
No, what were you saying?
No, sorry, no. I was just gonna really quick say, like, my favorite joke was when freaking MJ with Peter is like explaining. I think she has like a sports metaphor or something, and she's like, "You get that, right?" He's just like, "I was a nerd, but I know sports." Freaking them freaking just harkening back to how much of a nerd he was in high school. I freaking loved that, and I appreciated that.
Dude, my favorite was when Miles was talking to his dad as Spider-Man, and he's just like talking. He's just like, I just don't know what to do with this. And he's like, probably get off his ass. He's like, what?
Doesn't he only like get a R, like an R? Like he doesn't fully say ass. He only gets like a little bit of it out.
Yeah, like it. I think he says the whole thing.
I don't know if he does. I know in like a later scene with Gwen's dad, he actually does say. Does he say ass? I think. Does he say ass too?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that one was definitely. Yeah, that was definitely. He said ass. But I could be wrong, but I don't think Miles it fully. Maybe he actually did, but his dad chimed in before we could fully hear it. But I did not fully hear him say ass.
I'm pretty sure he did. Like I might have just started laughing because I knew what he was going to say. But
speaking of, because I don't know if you saw online, but they were having audio issues apparently throughout the whole opening weekend of this movie that like it was like too low for a lot of
Yep.
people, and like they could be, yeah. So apparently, I think it was Phil Lord or Chris Miller actually like commented on that, and they said like, yeah, we told theaters that they needed it to be at a 7 volume wise for everybody to be able to hear the dialogue, but they were only putting it at like a 4 or a 5.
The dialogue, I didn't have any issues hearing.
I had some problems a little bit, but I mean, it could just be because I had some annoying freaking teen girls in my audience that literally just sat all the way up at the front and were like taking selfies during it. You saw their flashlights go on a couple times, and like throughout the movie, occasionally you could just hear them go, just get, and what like they were, you could tell that they weren't giggling at the movie; they were giggling at something funny. The friend next to them said, "Oh God, they were so freaking
even
annoying."
bother going to the movie if you're going to
Seriously,
be like that?
especially considering that you're seeing it at night and it's more expensive at night. You're spending $12 for a ticket. Why are you going to spend $12 to sit in a dark room and just take pictures and chat with your friends? Just go home and do that.
Yeah. Like, you can
It's free.
spend less money elsewhere. Like,
Yeah.
spend that money at freaking Target, you bitches. It's right around the corner.
Exactly. Exactly. Go buy some Pride stuff. Yeah.
Jeez. Dude, but yeah, like the opening scene, like when Gwen is like sitting there like just having at it with the drums, I could barely freaking hear her drumming.
It was the same. Yeah, same with me.
I was just kind of sitting there and I'm like, is it supposed to be that quiet? Like, there was like, even the opening, it was just so silent for the first little while. I was just kind of like
you
there's
didn't,
no music?
Did you see it on like any like special format, or did you just see it
Mm-mm.
regular?
Just
Yeah, I didn't
regular.
either. So I'm like because one of my employees said that he saw it at the Geneva Theater, and they saw it in IMAX, like IMAX D or some shit like that. It's like a step above IMAX. But yeah, he said he could hear it like crystal clear. Everything was great. I'm like, okay, so apparently if you saw it in premium format, everything was fine.
That's
It's just
bullshit.
regular. Yeah, so now I wish I would have seen it in like Cinemark XD.
I know. I'm going to wait until the like things start to get a little bit like more fixed. Like I start hearing more things, but I'm going to wait until it gets. Are people not fixing it?
Well, no, I was gonna say I wouldn't, if you wanted to see it on premium format like IMAX and shit, I wouldn't wait, because this is literally the only week that it had, and then all of its premium screens go to Transformers. Like, dude, the summer
That
movie
is
season
horse
is
shit.
Oh, it is, dude. The summer movie season is so jam packed that literally all of these big budget movies only get 1 week in special format theaters. Like the Little Mermaid only got 1 week. Freaking Spider-Verse is only getting 1 week. Transformers will only get 1 week. Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. Because right after Transformers, it's The Flash, and then I think they're even going to put Barbie in the premium format screenings. So yeah, they don't even get a freaking chance to breathe. Like I was like, I didn't get to see Guardians 3 in Cinemark XD, which I really wanted to, but literally the week right after, freaking Fast X took them all. Stupid freaking.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this summer is gonna be freaking nuts. So I don't even know if I'll be able to go see this. Like, no matter how, because I thought like maybe I could talk Briella into going to it, but she gets motion sickness and just, like she had a hard time watching the first one. Like even at
dude,
home,
honestly,
like she struggles.
No, dude, so understandable. Because, dude, I remember when I first saw the first one in theaters, it took me a minute to get used to that animation. I'm like, okay, whew, all right, I gotta take a minute.
It is quite jarring.
Yeah, you got to take a minute to get used to it. And I feel that this movie cranked it up to 11 with the animation. So I feel it was even more prominent. And like, honestly, they even did like a couple things differently with the coloring for certain scenes with certain characters. So if this was my first experience with this animation and not, the first one, Into the Spider-Verse, God, I'd hate to see how I'd react to this one.
like even for me, like it kind of got tough to watch pretty early on. Just like, okay,
Maybe that's
like
why I got.
taking a
Maybe that's why I
second,
was
but
experiencing. Because I'll admit I experienced a little bit of a headache halfway through. Maybe I can blame it on the animation.
yeah, maybe. But I mean, I'm thinking more like this is kind of ties into everything. But I loved what they were doing in Gwen's world with her, like the background on her. Like, did you
Yeah,
notice
that.
like what they were doing?
Yeah, I did. That was
Dude,
super
that was
super cool.
nuts. And that
Yeah.
for me, that freaking enhanced what they were saying like so
Oh
freaking
yeah,
much.
definitely. Absolutely.
Like they're freaking hitting us with like emotional, intense stuff, and then it's just like accentuated by the background,
Yeah.
and it's like it was. I loved it. I loved
It
the
was so
various
good.
animation styles. It definitely got to be a lot at certain points, but it was great.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like kind of getting more into like the writing, everything well done. I love the conversations
I.
between Miles and his parents.
Oh, seriously.
Miles and Miguel were great. Like you kind of understood everyone's reasoning for. The only one I didn't quite understand was Gwen, and like why
Okay.
she was so like such a diehard
Yeah.
for like Miguel and like the canon events and whatnot. Like she was straight up ready to let that dude die. The one that
Yeah.
Miles ended up saving.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm like, that's not very Spider-Man of you.
Considering that when she gets taken out of the Spider Society, and she has the line, "We're supposed to be the good guys." It's like, were you one of them earlier?
Yeah, I'm like, pick a team, lady.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, like it. That was all of that was really well done.
Um, I don't know. I loved the writing just as much as the story, but I think kind of like what you brought up with Gwen, because like it kind of is like a handed thing with the writing for her character. I think that's gonna lose me a point, so I'm gonna give writing a 95.
That's about where I was thinking too. It's slightly lower, but I mean Gwen kind
But
of
still just as good.
yeah. All right. So jumping on over to acting, we have a freaking star-studded cast here. Like it's freaking ridiculous. So we got Shamik Moore who plays Miles Morales, Haley Steinfeld who plays Gwen Stacy, Brian Tyree Henry who voices Jeff Morales, Luna Lauren Velez who plays Rio Morales, Jake Johnson who plays Peter B. Parker, Oscar Isaac who voices Miguel O'Hara, Jason Schwartzman who voices The Spot, Issa Rae who voices Jessica Drew, Daniel Kaluuya who plays Hobie Brown or Spider-Punk, Karan Soni who plays Pavatir Prabharkar. That's really hard to say. And yeah, that's all the people of note. Oh, apparently they got someone else to voice like the other Miles.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. So Jarrell Jerome voices Miles G. Morales.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
I didn't either. Yeah, I thought it was still Shamik, I'm sorry.
Yeah, guess not.
Interesting.
So I think this goes without saying. Number one is Miles.
That is actually not the same for me.
Yo, what?
Nah, sorry. Number one for me is Haley
Okay.
Steinfeld.
So hit me.
Wait, what?
You are out of your mind.
How am I out of my mind? She was just as good. I feel it
All
should
right,
be like, oh, if you picked one or the other for number one, completely understandable.
I don't know, dude. I freaking like. Don't get me wrong. I loved her. love her to death. But next to Shamik Moore, like, tough call. Tough freaking call.
Wow.
All right, so what's your top 3 look like then?
Okay. So, like I said, number 1, even though apparently it's a freaking you're out of your goddamn mind decision. Number 1 is Haley Steinfeld. Number 2, I'm gonna give to Shamik. He was fantastic. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved him as Miles once again, but I just loved Haley Steinfeld a little more. But number 3, I'd actually probably give to Jason Schwartzman for a
Ooh, good call.
spot. Like, I was gonna give it to Jake Johnson for Peter B. Parker because I loved him once again, but he wasn't in it that much, unfortunately, which I hated. I wanted him in it so much more, and I really hope he's in the third one a lot. But I freaking loved what Jason Schwartzman did with the spot, and like honestly, how he could change his he could honestly change his vocal tone for how we started with him being so silly when we're first introduced to him, and then working our way to the ending to when like you're just like, okay, holy shit, he can actually be a very intimidating villain.
Yeah, dude, that was the biggest freaking surprise for me. Like,
Right?
holy balls.
So that is my top 3.
Okay. So my number 1 obviously is going to be Shamik Moore as Miles. My number 2 though, I'm giving to freaking Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara.
Oh, you
Dude,
did not just bump Wow. You put him above Haley Steinfeld?
The margins are ridiculously close, but I liked Miguel just a hair more. Like, I've always kind of been a fan of Spider-Man 2099, and I don't know, freaking Miguel was freaking nuts, dude. Like, how intimidating he was, how sympathetic he ended up becoming, kind of, to a little bit, like barely. Like,
yeah.
he could almost be like another like antagonist in this movie.
True. But I can't believe that you had him beat Spider-Gwen. Wow.
Yeah, but like it's barely, dude. I love Haley Steinfeld for
okay,
all
considering
the
that's a
reasons you
hot
said.
call. Yeah, that's a hot call, so you can't give me shit for putting Haley above Shamik. We're even with that.
Okay, fair.
Just saying, we're even.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I freaking loved Oscar Isaac as Miguel. I thought he was wonderfully cast.
I absolutely agree.
So what are you going to end up giving acting?
Wait, okay. So, sorry, I just want to confirm that Haley Steinfeld was your number 3.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld's number 3.
Okay. Acting, just because I feel everyone did such a great job. Like, I can't think of anyone that didn't bring their A game when it comes to voice acting. You know what? I'm gonna be the same as my story. I'm gonna go 96.
Damn, I might be a little bit higher than you. I'm at like a 97.
Nice.
I think the only character that I had issues with their voice acting was maybe some of like the extra Spider-Man.
Okay. Fair
Like, there were
enough.
some that were just like a little overly goofy for me.
Is
like,
I mean, it was in the trailer, but what about like this scene where he's just like, "What?" and then your uncle died? Was it like those kind of scenes?
It was that. The only one that like kind of made me roll my eyes, but didn't really affect my score was Ben Reilly.
Okay.
And so he was voiced by Andy Samberg, but I thought he was so freaking funny, dude.
He was. Oh yeah, no.
I love that he
I will admit,
like... What's that?
I don't want to when it comes to like the funny Spider-Man, I would get I feel Karan Sony's Spider-Man, or what was his
Just Spider-Man India.
Yeah, Spider-Man India. I thought he had like the best jokes when it came to a comedic Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, the best, the best. But like Ben Riley was so he's one that like I had no issues with the Spider-Man India. But Ben
Okay.
Riley, he's one that I had issues with, but
All right.
liked him just enough for him to not affect the score.
All right. Fair enough.
Like I love that he like when he had Miles in like a freaking death lock. He's just like, I got you like pinned with my muscles that you can't quite that are quite like a little unrealistic and they're proportionally impossible muscles.
Oh shit!
And
Love
then
it.
when he's like adjusting himself when he's like trying to spy on Miles, and he's just like sits perfect, and he's like perfect pose. Just like you're so stupid, but
Yeah.
I freaking love you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but yeah, Spider-Man India was the bomb, and then Spider Punk ended up being like really freaking cool too.
Dude, freaking when he takes off his mask and freaking Miles is just like, how do you look even cooler without your mask on? He's got a point. Kid's got a point. He really did.
Dude, I freaking loved his commentary. Like when Mayday is just like crawling around and he's like, your kid's an anarchist, crapping on society. Or that like when the big hole appears, he's just like, it's or what's it? Just something about capitalism.
Yeah.
Like it's a symbol of capitalism. It's a big ass hole eating up the universe, you asshole. But I freaking love. It's one of those things. I'm like, you're such a douche, but I freaking love you for it.
Yeah, right? So good.
He was great. I love that no one really paid him any mind. So when he was just like, "Yeah, I quit. I'm out." I'm like, no one heard you, dude.
Yeah. No one batted an eye.
Oh, so yeah, friggin' loved him. So moving on over to character development. What are you thinking with the development of Miles?
Fantastic. I mean, they literally just built off the what we got from him in the first one and just honestly just pushed it up to an 11. I loved his character development so much in this movie. Just seeing him struggle with, wanting to be Spider-Man, but also not wanting to have to deal with the circumstances, what is set in stone for what has to happen when you're Spider-Man, and him wanting to stray away from that and be his own version of Spider-Man was absolutely freaking fantastic. His struggle with his parents, just tr- trying to still make them proud, but do his own thing, especially with his dad, and everything that was leading up to that, and the chance that he might die in his universe, which considering that he ends up in another universe where his dad is already dead, freaking mind f right there. That was insane. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, I freaking loved the character development. Like I said, they took what an amazing character he was in Into the Spider Verse and just freaking cranked it up to an 11 and gave him even more character development. Loved it.
Yeah, dude, it's interesting the like the contrast between like previous Spider-Men that we've seen and obviously with Miles too, but and then like seeing the parallels between the stories. Like the
Yes.
contrast between this version and other Spider-Man is when like it's kind of like a rehashing of Spider-Man 2 for me.
Ooh, that's a
Like
good
in a
point. I
way
like that. Yeah.
because it's Peter or it's Peter slash Miles dealing with attempting to manage both sides of his life, trying to manage the Peter Parker and the Spider-Man, and with Miles trying to be Miles Morales and Spider-Man at the same time.
Yeah.
And so dealing with that, being unsuccessful, and it seems like that's something that all Spider people deal with, where it's like, I can do both. And it's everyone like eventually gets to the point where they realize, like, no, I can't. And so seeing that, and then, like I said, the parallels between the story of both of what Miles was dealing with his parents pushing for him to pursue a future with that's like more local, kind of pushing him into what they think his future should look like, and then Miguel pushing him like, this is what your future is. It is set in stone. Like, this is what all Spider people have to deal with, and you like suck it up. And in both of those stories, he's like, no, like, there's another way. Or if there isn't, like, I'm going to find out by myself. Like, I don't need you telling me that.
Yeah.
So I freaking loved both of those stories, like, so freaking much. And it showed that where maybe he didn't necessarily, like, he knew what he wanted. It was just demanding that from people.
Yeah.
So I thought he was handled excellently. I'm probably somewhere around like a 91 for character development, though.
I can match it there.
Like yeah, like maybe there were some issues here and there, not too many, but all right, going on over to effects.
I will fight you
going to be the animation.
I will fight you if you want to give it anything less than 100.
You weren't going to have to fight me whatsoever, and I feel like you knew that. I am absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure.
100.
Okay,
even though this movie kind of hurt my brain at times.
Fair, same.
And this is a movie that I'm going to have to watch multiple times to freaking get everything that they shot at us.
Yeah, dude, like literally just freeze framing every single area of the Spider Society so you can see every single little thing that is in the background. Because apparently, like, someone was able to get a screenshot, and you, like, all the way in the background in one scene, you can actually see like a freaking Spider-Man popsicle just floating in the air. I was like, that's freaking
hilarious.
Awesome. It's awesome. I love it.
Dude, I love that we got to see like all the different variations of Spider-Man. Other than, did we see Tom?
No, we did not.
I didn't think so.
No.
we saw Toby, duh. We saw Andrew. We saw PS4. We saw Spectacular Spider-Man. I didn't see the 90s Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with that. I was really hoping we'd see the 90s Spider-Man.
Like, dude, for all we know, we could have.
That's true. Yeah. When this comes out on digital, just going screenshot by screenshot, and we find just be like, there he is.
Yeah, dude, that's no joke. That's a scene that I'm going to be like, have it paused and just go frame by frame.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't see 90s Spider-Man. There's a few different Spider-Man that we didn't see, but I mean, at least some of like the big ones, I'm glad that we got to. So like it was just jam packed. And dude,
seriously,
one thing that I really appreciated is that they didn't use the multiverse to like hit us in the nostalgia.
Yeah, I did appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I love that they used it, just enhance the story around it. Instead of like, oh, look at, like, here, you remember this guy? Remember this guy? That's why I'm kind of like glad that some of these people were like kind of thrown in the background.
Yeah, same here.
Like there was definitely some, like the Spectacular Spider-Man being like in the forefront. Like that was nice to see. But yeah, like it wasn't like Andrew wasn't like a big staple. Toby wasn't like a main staple. Like they were showing off all the different Spider-Man dealing with all this different shit.
Yeah.
and it's just it's like, how do we best portray that? Obviously, like, one of these other Spider-Men dealt with this, and like,
Yeah.
oh, this Spider-Man dealt with this, like, we could show him. That's what I really appreciate.
Same
And it was
here.
just beautifully shot. I love the different animation styles. Like, I thought this was going to look like
Yeah,
awkward,
dude.
kind of all grouped together, but it ended up working really well.
It really
The
did. It
ol-
looks so
the
freaking good.
the only the only things that I had issues with, at least in terms of like how things kind of flow together, was live action characters.
Fair. In some instances, they did look out of place.
Yeah, like with freaking giant Prowler, like that was just like, that's weird.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, yeah, 100 around the board with that one. All right, music. This was a dope ass freaking soundtrack.
Dude, seriously. And I know a lot of, I mean, like you saw in that TikTok comment how they brought up Spider-Man 2099's music. Yeah, dude, freaking amazing. Like, oh my god. Just whenever,
Dude,
like, all of a sudden you... Sorry, go.
It had Prowler vibes.
Dude, yeah, seriously. Like, all of a sudden he'd just be walking and you hear a brrr. I'm like, oh god, that's so badass.
Oh my gosh, such a good soundtrack, dude.
Seriously.
Such a good soundtrack. And then like the songs that they played, like this is one. The soundtrack was damn near perfect. The only thing missing was just one, like, a super catchy song.
I honestly wish that they could have worked in Sunflower again into this, because I feel that the first one is so well known for it, and just I don't know, I kind of missed it in this one.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, if you're like at a 10 or not, but I'm not quite there. I'm sitting at a solid 9.
I'm not either. Yeah, same here.
All right, next up we got costumes. So for an animated movie, this is more character design and whatnot. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Brah. Fan-freaking-tastic.
They improved on everything.
Dude, seriously. Like, oh my god. Like, I didn't think that they could improve on the freaking texture or animation that they had on, like, literally all the spider suits, especially Gwen and Miles, but they did it. The texture is insane for how it looked on those spider costumes.
Dude, it was so freaking good. I loved Miles' new suit. Like, even though everyone was giving him a hard time, like, oh, you bleeding out your armpits?
So good, though.
Yeah. So I hope that they do follow up and are like, yeah, we'll get you a new suit. At least what Peter B. Parker said.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, like, we'll get you a new suit. Don't worry. But loved his
I really
suit.
hope with Peter B. Parker, like, I don't know what it was. I was not a fan of him wearing that robe.
Dude, they overdid it. The sweatpants were enough.
I would have been fine if he just had the class. Yeah, if he would have just had the sweatpants again, I'd have been fine with it. But yeah, the robe was a little too much, and then the freaking bunny slippers. Wait, did he have slippers?
Yeah, he freaking had the bunny slippers over his damn spider boots.
Okay, yeah, that's what. Yeah, like, come on, like, don't make Peter B. Parker more of a joke than people already think he is, which he's not.
Yeah, dude. If you want to show us like disgruntled dad, like Spider Dad, all you had to do was have him wear the freaking baby Bjorn. Like, that would have been more than enough for me. Like, have him wear that with a freaking like diaper bag.
Yes. Yeah, that would have been just fine.
Yeah, you didn't need the freaking robe. You didn't need the like. Was he wearing sweatpants?
I don't think he was, actually.
Okay, so it was just the robe.
I'm gonna see if there is a clear picture.
Okay, but I know there was the bunny slippers, and I know that there was the robe. Both of those 100% unnecessary.
Yes.
Honestly, I wish that he would have just been in his suit more, like just the plain old suit.
I know, I agree. Okay, so he actually had a character poster, and so dang it, no, it's not gonna show it, you bastards. So he didn't. Okay, so this is how it was. So his slippers were like they were kind of like slipper sandals because he was wearing like straight up white socks over his Spider-Man shoes.
Dumb.
Yeah, right. But so yeah, he wasn't wearing sweatpants. It was just you could still see just his classic like Spider-Man blue outfit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they went too much.
they really did. Yeah. Way too much. Too far.
Yeah, but he was such a minor part. Freaking Miguel's suit was the freaking shit.
Oh yeah, dude, his was killer. So good.
Spider Gwen looked awesome. Spider Woman looked awesome.
I wish she was in it more
Dude,
though.
I do too. I freaking love that they like what they did with her, like the race swapping.
Yeah,
Like
that
was
was
fantastic.
that was great. Loved it.
Yes, I'm so glad they did that. Like it just added like a really fun character. Like not saying that
Yeah, it
she's
did.
not fun or whatever like normally. It's just
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Trying to think of anyone else that like stood out. Or Spider Punk was the bomb. Spider-Man
Oh,
India
yeah.
got a freaking upgrade from God himself. Dude, have you seen like
What have I
others
seen?
like Spider-Man India?
No, this is my first introduction to Spider-Man India.
So Spider-Man India normally he is seriously just in like just a normal Spider-Man like red and blue Spider-Man suit with like big Aladdin type pants.
Oh, okay.
Like that's comic accurate Spider-Man India.
Hmm.
So what they gave us a huge improvement.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely agree. I mean, I guess I
What?
can't agree because never seen it, but I'll take your word for it.
Dude, one thing I wish that they would have been a little bit more clear on, was if he had webbing or not,
Fair. That's fair.
because it seemed like he was using his bracers as like a yo-yo, and I thought that maybe that was like his webbing. So
Yeah,
that was like super unclear.
fair. Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
But I mean, despite my issues, like he looked incredible.
Yeah, he
Everyone
really did.
looked incredible.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know about you. I'm at a freaking 10 with this one.
Oh yeah. Easy.
All right, last up we got our own personal score. You want to take this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Wow. Sorry, I had a huge brain fart. I'm really sorry. So overall, this movie has definitely gotten better the more that I thought about it. Honestly, I'm grateful that I had a couple days to sit on it, because my score just got higher and higher. Honestly, because this is a great middle chapter in what I hope is one of the best superhero trilogies that we ever get. Um, we are given amazing character development for not only Miles but for Gwen. The Spider Society, the whole Spider Verse, is taken to great new heights and done very, very well. Just every character that we get introduced to here has a purpose of being there, and none of them are wasted. Just such a great second movie, and I seriously cannot wait to see where they go after this one. So for me personally, I think I'm going to give this. I think I'm going to go a 90. I'll go a 95.
Yeah, I have a real hard time disagreeing with that. Like, I think I'm at a 95 as well. Actually, you know what? I think I'm around a 97.
Fair.
This is one of my favorite animated movies, just of all time. With the first one being like right up there with it. Like, I had an absolute blast. The movie was emotional. It was funny. It was everything you want out of a Spider-Man film.
Dude, straight up.
And the hype for this, I thought was maybe a little overdone, but it was well deserved.
Yeah, it really was. And honestly, I was afraid of how the reviews were going to be because it felt like they were lifting the embargo a little late, I felt. And maybe it's just because I remember when the first one came out, they lifted the embargo, I think like a month before it came out. So it got people to see just how great this movie was and get them, a little more interested in it. But yeah, it definitely was it was definitely worth the wait, and it definitely deserved the reviews and praise that it got.
Absolutely. I think with the first one, why maybe they released or the embargo so early was to help build up hype. And the reason they waited so long for this one is because the movie didn't really need it. Everyone knew how good the
It's
first one
true.
was.
I love that. So the first one unfortunately didn't do that well in theaters. Like, it only made like 30 something million dollars. Or no, it was no. I'm sorry. It was like 300 million. I think like
Dude, I was gonna
300,
say 30, dude. That's
Yeah, dude, that
bullshit.
would yeah, right. Um, but it definitely found its stride on Netflix, and so you can definitely tell that when the sequel was finally announced and it finally came out, the people that backed that movie showed up for this one for how amazing the opening was for this movie. I did you see the freaking numbers that this movie opened with?
Dude, it was freaking ridiculous numbers, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was, I think, the second highest opening of the year, just behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yeah, it was
Dude, that makes me
freaking.
so freaking happy.
Yeah, dude, same here.
Dude,
So
Disney doesn't stand a freaking chance at
no,
best animated of the year.
no. So yeah, it earned 120 million just
Damn.
domestically. Worldwide, 208 million for its first weekend.
Good hell, dude. That's
Literally,
actually a little lower than what what I assumed it got, because I was thinking, at least domestically, that it was around like 125 ish.
no, that's fair. I mean, that I honestly didn't expect it to get that high, but I'm so glad it did. Because yeah, they're saying it was roughly 3 times as much as the opening of the first film.
Dude, I
It's
wonder
amazing.
if how crammed this summer is, if that's going to affect the box office at all.
Dude, I hope not. I really hope. A lot of people are saying that this movie's gonna have legs, and I really hope it does, because I want this movie to get to the $1 billion club so much, but I'm scared
Hmm.
that it won't, just because of how crowded this summer movie season is. And honestly, it really makes me question, why didn't some of these movies like come out in April? Like, why did they just leave April all to the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Like, I'm happy they did. I'm happy for how successful
Dude,
it's been.
Nintendo was just singing everyone else's praises. They're just like, "Thank you for making us a
No,
shit ton
seriously.
of
I mean,
money."
I don't. I think I told you already. It beat Frozen, so now it's number two.
Damn,
So it's
freaking
yeah,
good.
Frozen 2's number one, and now Super Mario is number two. But just I feel like I get that Disney wanted to release for Memorial Day with the Little Mermaid, but I feel that it could have still done very well if they would have released it in April.
Oh yeah, I think it would have freaking soared in April.
Yeah, like especially if it would have released it around like spring break time. perfect timing for it. But what do we know, right?
So yeah, like I said, yeah. So like I said, I'm giving it a 97. So with that wraps up this week's breakdown. Going through the categories real quick, starting off with story. We ended up both giving it a 96. We were actually pretty in agreement with most of this. So
Yeah,
we
dude,
gave
which
it a 96 in
is
story,
awesome.
a 95 in writing, 96 and a half in acting. Character development was the lowest score we gave, sitting at a 91. Effects, absolutely gave it up 100. The music was a 9 just because the scores were incredible. The costumes or just character designs were 10. And then our personal score averaged out to a 96. So with that, the final All Bros letter grade for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has come out to a... It cracked an A.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It's a half point higher than like our cutoff for an A. Or actually, that's not true. Our
Damn.
cutoff for an A is 94. This ended up getting a 95.56.
Damn, that's awesome. Oh, that makes me so happy.
Well deserved.
Yeah, dude, straight up. Oh, that's so awesome.
Dude, holy shit. Oh, I'm freaking over the moon about that. That's freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, same here.
So, oh boy,
What?
this is going to be controversial.
Oh, God.
All right, so going what it is above first. So, like I said, this is at a 95.56. That puts it above Bohemian Rhapsody, which is at a 95. It is above The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is at a 94.62. It is above Avengers Endgame, which is at a 94.06.
Oh, shit.
It is above War of the Planet of the Apes, which is at a 93.12.
Yeah, fair. I'll take it.
And then finally, it is above Avengers Infinity War, which is at a 92.9.
Damn.
This is where we're going to get freaking dicey. So it ended up below Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I'm okay with that. Sorry. I liked Volume 3 still a little more. Still my favorite superhero movie of the year. Don't get me wrong. I loved Across the Spider-Verse, but Guardians 3 is still my favorite.
Yeah, and it is below Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, people are going to get mad at us for that.
They are going to get real pissy about that.
Oh, shit. Ugh.
But, dude, that means it got above Into the Spider-Verse.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it scored... So it's a 3% difference. Into the Spider-Verse got a 92.59, where Across the Spider-Verse got a 95.56.
Damn. That's freaking awesome, though.
Yeah, so I'm not unhappy.
I'm not either. Yeah, I'm not either.
So like I said, it kind of might be a controversial take for some people, but not for us.
Exactly.
We apologize for nothing.
No, we do not. Not one little thing.
All right, well, I believe that wraps up this week's headliner. We had an absolute blast.
Yes, we
this.
did.
Testing something out a little bit. I think we have some connection issues we need to figure out, but other than that, like, this might be a regular thing for us.
Yeah.
So anyway, next week, you guys could look forward to us breaking down Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Caleb's gone. It's just me. Ruh-roh. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, don't know what happened there.
Yeah,
He
dude,
said I
that...
freaking like refreshed.
What the fuck? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I was like, no, I did not. Hopefully that doesn't freaking jack up our upload.
Yeah, dude. Moving on.
Yeah, anyway. So next week you guys can look forward to us breaking down Transformers. And on podcast, I'm Caleb.
Yeah, I'm Jonathan.
We'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long.
What the hell?
I'm trying a new voice. Man.
What? Freaking Carl Weezer having...
Yeah, exactly. Judy will be mine.
Okay, that one wasn't half bad, though.
Okay, yay, good.